Scaling any business takes a lot of people and it's impossible to do it alone. So today I'm going to be telling you how I scale my real estate business to over 7 figures. I hope this helps. One of the most important aspects of scaling a business and being a manager is to cultivate a positive work culture. I would say I cultivate a positive and productive work culture within my real estate business by leading by example. Entrepreneurship is hard. Real estate investing is also hard. There are things that may not go your way. You can't control the external environment, but you can control how you look at it and how you respond to it. Just recently, I was getting a good review from a client from our house buying business. I found out our Google listing was removed by Google and I panicked. Our Google listing is where people find us when they have a house selling needs. So of course I was worried. But worry mind is a confused mind, and a confused mind has no clarity in thought. Worry only attracts more problems and challenges. So I visualize a different outcome. I visualize that I talk to the Google Assistant on the other end and my business listing got reinstated. I had an attitude of gratitude by being grateful for the fact that it was discovered now rather than later, as the client was going to write a review for me. If we had not discovered the problem until later, we have lost more business. Thank God we discovered it right now. If I didn't control that anxiety and instead I let it trickle down to the other members of my team, it would have caused everybody to panic. So nobody will have clarity of thought. Leading by example means that you can ask your employees to do things that you yourself are already doing. Regarding productive work culture, I still do the day-to-day work of prospecting, following up with past clients in our database. Just because I have other people work for me in those positions doesn't mean that I don't work. We have more people reaching out to these people in need so that we can get to these people faster and we can have more business. I still hold my position responsibly. I don't just go to some remote exotic island and take my vacation forever just because I have people working for me. I still have passion for doing deals, and I do the day-to-day, day in and day out. I envision myself doing it for the rest of my life. There's no retirement from this. I'm going to be doing bigger and more challenging deals. I envision myself teaching others to do the same. When it comes to choosing people to hire, it's important to fully scope them out as much as you can before officially signing them on. For me, I put them through the predictive index, which is a personality assessment test to see how suitable they are for that position. There's a science behind hiring the right person. Predictive index, or PI, helps with finding their why and identify their behavior to see if they're a good fit for the job. Given the massive amount of data PI has, it's a pretty accurate measurement of how successful people are at their job. You want to hire people who are passionate about what they do. Conversely, you don't want to hire people who dread about going to work. It's better for those people to work somewhere else so that their strengths and passion can become the fuel for them to excel and advance in that best fit job. Another really important aspect of a successful team is communication. We use Slack and WhatsApp for communication. I find it extremely useful for communicating the day-to-day operations speedily and transparently with my team. However, we could also mention people on those platforms so that they notice and we can thread a message so that context can be easily recalled. I will try to engage with my team by putting on emojis of like or heart there to encourage more communication that way. You want to be perceived as one who stays on top of communication so as to encourage communication. And I do. I also encourage collaboration by making sure that there are more than one person mentioned in a message so that they can all work together. It is also important to choose the right renovations for your property. Communication is important, but it's just the first step in making your investment worthwhile. Renovations and improvements honestly come down to needs and wants. If a project needs a new roof because there is an active leak, we put it in the scope and we will fix it extremely efficiently. But if it's as simple as the fact that it would be nice to have an Amazon Alexa voice control light switch, it would not make a dent in buyer's decision, so we'll probably just scrape it. These are wants and nice to haves, and we don't do it unless the budget allows us. I would say efficiency and quality work in tandem when it comes to needs. They fork or go in different directions when it comes to wants. That really comes into the equation unless the project calls for it. When you do decide on renovations, it's important that you maintain a really good relationship with your contractors to ensure that their work is done within a short time period and with a high level of quality. The way that I do this is I go and check the projects on a weekly basis and make sure that I pay them every week on time. That way I'm accountable to them, showing them that I care, and they're also accountable to me, knowing that I check every week and they get paid accordingly every week. So we're always moving along, progressing every day and every week to make sure that we complete the projects on time. I'm also always available for a call. I talk to my contractors at least once a day. When there's a problem, he calls me or texts me. If I miss his call, I call him back. This is how we maintain quality and stay on track timely. To make sure that there aren't any unexpected hurdles or challenges that may arise, we walk the projects and agree on the scope before the project commences. Any cost or budget is worked out there. If there is a dispute, we work it out right away and come to an agreement. He's got the agreed upon scope of work, and I do too. So if either one of us doesn't remember when the project completes, we can always refer back to the black and white agreed upon contract. He can't fool me, nor can I fool him. The agreed upon scope is the third party or the standard. We can take it to the judge and there's no dispute when we reference to that contract. When it comes to delegating tasks and responsibilities, it can't just be that I delegate the task to you and I'm out of the picture. How do you actually ensure that the person you delegate the task to actually does it? And how do you make sure that they treat it like a priority the same way that you would? You have to make sure that it's being received properly. We have weekly meetings where the prior week's agenda is being discussed. We will make sure that those get completed. And if not, they will get brought up and carry over to the next week. Usually tasks that are mentioned again and again get finished. They don't get dragged down for more than 2 weeks. That's how efficient we are. This also means that it's incredibly easy for us to solve any problem as they come up and reward employees who work hard. I believe any good worker earns the trust to be given freedom and perks. I work with them when they have personal difficulties. I help them if they have some financial problems. I also help them develop marketable skills by assigning them to work that the business will benefit from. The best way to maintain a good relationship with your employees and contractors is to pay them on time. This should be the last thing that they worry about. I will also give bonuses along the way to keep my employees incentivized. The point there is to make their life so easy working for me that going somewhere else doesn't present the same kind of easiness, so they will just stay. We level the playing field by making ourselves competitive this way, but at the same time expect that turnover does happen. However, we do our best to attract and retain the talent. Not so good performers usually end up gradually falling out since they don't match our culture and they don't feel they're needed in the organization. If they're meeting their KPIs or key performance indicators, it's difficult to argue that they don't deserve to be rewarded. For employees, it's the number of calls, contracts, and hours of calls they've made. It's also the number of contracts we offer. On a longer time horizon, it's the feedback or review that we get from clients that we serve. For contractors, it's the progress that we make every week. We typically finish projects within 4 to 6 weeks, so anything that falls below that time frame is really good. I don't give them a hard time as long as that is met and we're good. But hey, no matter what's going on with my employees, I make sure to post these videos so that you can learn from them every single day. Now, one of the best ways that we make sure employees are sticking to their priority is with a good onboarding process. We have onboarding training that new employees go through. It's a series of videos that employees have to watch so that they know what to do and how to do them. The videos help us scale training for hiring new people. Moreover, we also have weekly KPI spreadsheet that they will have to fill out for weekly sync-up meetings. The spreadsheet tracks each employee's performance so that we know who is on track or off track. We can't control the outcome. However, we can control our actions for us to get the likely outcome. This goes back to having really strong systems and processes, which means you're going to need to keep them updated. I would say that the biggest thing as your company grows is that the processes and systems will change. What were the training videos a couple years ago may become outdated now. We have used different software, or our communication protocol has also changed over time. So it's a constant updating of the training videos and materials. I don't keep track of the day-to-day unless it's called for. I have delegated employees at those positions that we hire for to develop training videos and materials as they see fit. They're the best to do it because they're in the day-to-day and they see what's changed and so forth. If everybody in the company is able to develop training systems, the capable ones will be able to rear the new ones and elevate themselves to do greater and better things. That is our goal. And we do that by making sure that the people we hire fit our culture, and each position that we hire fit that personality of that particular position. But this is just the back end of things. And there's a whole other side of investing in real estate, which is the actual investing part. You may have heard of the BRRRR method, but I use what I like to call the BRRRR 2.0 method, which you can learn more about in the video that's on the screen now.